James Sanders and
Tommy Pearson here. How you guys doing?
Great. I'm great. You great? How's your week?
It's been okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Anything interesting happened or anything?
No, not really. Just,
Weather's breaking.
weather's breaking.
Ice is melting.
Ice is melting. COVID's going down.
COVID's going down.
Disappearing.
Yeah. People's getting their shots.
Yeah. Seen that today on they got the Indianapolis Raceway up and going one of the biggest event around.
Oh yeah.
Giving a shot, so.
That's when the apocalypse starts.
Yeah, don't say that. I mean, zombies running
around, growth on their foreheads and all that kind of stuff. And it's all going downhill after that. So, it is.
So what do you got funny for us this week? I know you got some. I know you got a good funny joke for us.
I got a joke. James's Corny Joke Show. Here we go. Oh, yeah. Got it right here. All right, here we go. Why did Noah didn't do too much fishing on the ark?
I don't know.
He only had 2 worms. All right, one more. Okay, the game warden came around seen a boy fishing. He goes to the boy and goes, "Didn't you see that non-fishing sign, son?" And the boy that was fishing looked at the game warden and says, "I'm not fishing, sir. I'm teaching these worms how to swim." All right, I'm done. Okay, so I guess we'll go ahead and start doing the. How you guys doing out there? Anybody do anything? Let us know. Give us a little comments on our YouTube page, or just say hey, or give us any kind of good ideas. So
yeah, like stuff you want to see us do.
yeah, for what?
For sure.
For sure. So, you got a shout out. Who's your shout out?
Shout out. Like I said, before, this is our second time doing this podcast because we messed up on the camera and everything. So,
My bad.
But anyways, Rohu, it's a charitable trust and fishing club. They're based out of Middleborough, Kentucky.
Yeah.
They do great things for children. They've been established since 1965.
That's been a while. That's all I mean.
Just looking through some of this real fast, before we jump on to something else. They do a lot of great things for kids, take a lot of kids fishing. Looks like they have campsites. Looks they have, private docks that you can get and stuff, so.
I'll throw a little website up there. You guys want to check it out. You guys write it down, check it out, and I'll put
They sponsor a lot of big tournaments. I was opening this thing right here, and
really?
Yeah, they sponsor a lot of tournaments, like biggest largemouth bass and pay like $300. Like they do a lot of different things, a lot of different tournaments. Obviously,
Oh, you got Bass Pro
you guys
Shop
can see if
behind
they're, they got a lot of nice sponsors. They even got Bass Pro Shops as a sponsor.
That's awesome.
Let's see, Bubba Brews, Sports, Pub and Grill, Beach Island Resort Miami, Norris Lake, Tennessee. Even though these lakes are down south, man, but just the stuff that they're doing.
Broadcast goes everywhere.
Yeah, they do.
So,
We'll give some more updates on that stuff, on that information too next week. So
yeah, most definitely. So good stuff, man. Doesn't seem too much stuff about carp fishing, but just what they do with for the kids it's great.
Yeah. That's really what it's all about.
Teaching a kid how to fish.
Yeah, teaching a kid how to fish.
You remember Westside Bait Tackle had the bumper stickers?
Yeah, I still got a bunch of them.
Oh, I did. What was the famous thing they kept on saying all the time?
Take kid fishing.
Take a kid fishing.
Always.
Jim Donald was always a big believer behind that.
Yep.
And
I'm sure he still is, even though he's not in the bait shop game no more.
All right, we'll be talking to our guest here in just a few moments.
The host, actually.
The host.
Yeah, the actual host of the Baldwinsville.
The host with the most.
Paul and
yes, Baldwinsville Wild Carp Classic.
Yeah.
It is at May 19th through May 22nd. Open registration starts at
March 13th.
March 13th.
I think.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, March 13th at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Well, welcome to our show, Paul and Ginny. Hey. How you guys doing? Awesome. I'm doing great. Great.
We're doing better now that our camera's working.
Yeah. So,
yeah, for sure.
So, good deal for the show on Friday.
Just to kind of give you guys some of the a little bit of an update what we're talking about. We already did this interview on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
And then halfway, and it was like,
Not even
oh my
10
gosh,
even 10
it was
minutes
a great interview.
It was a really good interview.
Very emotional. Everybody's crying.
Yeah,
they're
you
laughing.
guys really just
we was all
missed it.
holding hands, walking through the beach. I mean, it was just a magical moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, so we was like 10 minutes through, and we heard like a snap, like the camera took a picture because we was using a new camera.
Yeah.
And you know, I didn't say nothing because I didn't, I thought it was maybe part of the new camera just doing what it does, maybe snapping a picture every now and then.
Nope.
And that wasn't the case.
So the camera stopped about 12 minutes of the whole entire
Before
interview.
we even got to Ginny.
Yeah. So.
Ginny and Paul. So.
Yeah. So. Then
So it sucked.
Yeah. So now here we are. We're doing it again.
This is take 2.
Take 2.
But anyways, you guys want to go ahead and introduce yourself? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, first I'm Paul Russell. I am the co-director, I should say, of the Wild Carp Classic and the Ed French Open, and a member of the Wild Carp Club.
Nice.
And this is my wife, Ginny.
Yeah, Ginny Russell. I am co-director of everything, and
Oh, you're the director.
Yeah. She's the boss.
She's the boss.
Well, that is true. I am the boss. Tommy or James, if you ever marshal for me, you'll see me barking orders.
I can imagine. I can imagine.
So it's a lot of fun.
I can hear a little spunk in your voice. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I lay down the law when the tournament's running.
It kind of reminds me back in the days when my mom was yelling at me and I had to curl up in the corner and shake a little bit.
No, I wasn't shaking. I was running because my mom had a switch. She had a switch that I picked.
I got the wooden spoon.
Go on, Jen. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No, that's all right.
Yeah.
I guess the director of the tournaments, and I'm like, I guess the event planner. I do, all that kind of stuff, and a lot of club members help me out doing it.
Yeah, it's really streamlined the organization for us. Got us on real-time apps. I remember we were always trying to add up all the scores on a
Using an
spreadsheet.
Excel spreadsheet, that was a nightmare.
Blow
Yes.
up calculators. So.
Yeah.
But hey, you guys run one heck of a show.
Oh, definitely.
For sure, top notch. There's a reason why the USA World Open is going to be here. What, next year? I think you said.
2023.
Yeah,
2023.
And it's not USA World Open. It's actually the World Carp Championships, and people come in from all around the world
Okay.
to fish the best.
Yeah, it's like the Olympics at carp fishing.
It is.
Yeah. So, in case you guys didn't know out there, Paul and Jen, they're from New York. That's where they run the Baltimore tournament. Baldwinsville tournament. Wow.
You've been hanging around.
We're changing the
Boston,
name.
guys?
We're going to just change the name now, starting today. Okay.
It's gonna be the Baltimore Classic Carp Classic.
Because James just don't know how to talk right.
You know what? Just call it Beville.
Oh, there you go.
B-Bill. But hey, that's why you guys watch us. That's what makes our show funny. You know what I mean? So, because we're just normal everyday people.
We make
We're
mistakes.
not
It's
actors.
okay. We don't walk on water.
I was looking forward to the World Carp Classic in Baltimore.
Yeah. When does that tournament start? When's the sign up for that? Yeah.
Look, I got hot flashes now. I got hot flashes.
You're famous.
That's
You're
it. Here we
famous.
go. All right. You got a question?
They already told us pretty much about their
Yeah, tell us a little bit about stuff. Okay. Here we go. When did you guys? Okay, this is Paul. We already found out within our last interview that Paul.
Yeah,
has
so
a lot
we know
of
some of this information, so
Yeah.
you guys don't, so we know we now know who
Right.
the boss is,
Yeah.
and we now know who the fisherman is.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is. I'm not going to argue with this whole situation. That's their story. And,
we'll let them tell you.
Yeah, so here we go. So, Paul, we'll go ahead and talk to you a little bit since you were into carp. I mean, of course, she's a carp angler fan. That's
Yes,
all. Yes.
We're gonna call her the rod snatcher.
Yes, the rod snatcher.
That's a great name for me. That is correct.
She is the
You didn't put that on your shirt. Put that on shirt on the day of the tournament.
We're going to call her the rod snatcher because Paul told us, from time to time she'll run and just grab some rods after they done, they put all the work in and all that. So I'm going to call her the rod snatcher. So,
when you guys come up in May, I do expect a T-shirt.
Oh, and
there you go.
we will make that happen for sure.
Snatcher T-shirt.
Whoa. All right, so Paul, when did your passion start for carp fishing?
I wouldn't say my passion started at a really young age, almost as soon as I started fishing.
Oh, nice.
We had a place up on Lake Ontario as a kid, and then there was a small creek that came out called Snake Creek, and I remember bullhead fishing in that creek, and then the carp would come in, and even during the middle of the day, they would start pouring into that creek to spawn.
Yeah.
And they freaked me out, because I'm wading in the water. I'm 8 years old, just trying to catch a bullhead on my bobber, and all of a sudden these monster carp are coming through.
Nice.
And that was my first really experience with them, and ever since then I was pretty much fascinated by them. I didn't, I would have off and on catches with them with the creek down the street from my house.
Right.
They had nice little 2-3 pound carp in there, and so we'd catch some trout, and then right around dusk the carp would come in from underneath the banks or out from underneath trees, hanging out on these little shallow gravel flats at the ends of the pool. And if you just threw your worm out there and waited, you could watch them working their way up, and then they'd pick it up, and that was the only time in my young, fishing career that I actually would target them and catch them until later on when I started, seriously carp fishing.
Wow.
But yeah, I always had some kind of weird fascination by that fish.
I think it's natural.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's natural. We understand you.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we speak your language. We know what you're saying.
So what do you think makes a good carp angler? Is it, maybe the techniques that they use, or maybe because they practice good carp care, or just because they've been doing it for a long time?
It's always fishing is an art. It's an art and a science. And in order to be good at whatever particular species you're going for, you're going to have to do your research on that fish, and then you're going to have to learn everything you can about that fish. Mm-hmm. And then also you're going to have to learn weather patterns and moon phases and weird. It depends on how far you really want to get into it. But you have to know the weather, you have to know your fish, and then you have to figure out how to catch them. And then once you figure out how to catch them, you're going to want to catch a lot of them. And then once you start catching a lot of them, then you're just going to want to catch a big one.
Man, are you talking about women? It sounds like he's talking about women. You gotta go through and you gotta catch a couple of them to figure it out, and then you want to hit that one, that one. You know what I mean?
My personal PB.
Yeah, your PB. I got my PB though. I'm very proud of the one I got. So.
I got my PB. It's a good philosophy to just go through life with.
Yeah, for sure. It definitely sounded a lot alike.
Oh my God.
Next one's on you, James.
You New Yorkers, I tell you. Upstate New York. Okay. What did you do? Okay. There's one. Who do you look up to as a mentor for advice on carp fishing?
Yes, I was thinking about this the other day after you asked me that. When it comes to all the different techniques and rigs, it's Sean Lear with his experience with fishing in the World Championships in different countries and guys he met with their different rigs.
Yeah.
That's where I'm he'll figure out just weird little ways to catch fish.
Wow.
And then when it comes to the actual targeting of big fish and just the nuts and bolts of fishing, it's Thomas Stackberry as far as
for sure.
How to target that specific monster out there. It's Thomas.
Yeah. And if I'm not mistaken, Sean, right? You said?
Yeah.
He was also your teammate to when he was in the Baldwinsville tournament.
Yeah, he was my teammate in the beginning when I first started doing tournaments, and we actually won the first fall tournament together.
Nice.
And then I think we won some of the smaller tournaments too. And then, but the last tournament I won with, it was me, Joe Ronaldo, and Thomas Stackberry.
Okay, okay.
And Thomas, I've met him too. He's a good dude. He makes the boilies, man. He makes some monster boilies, and that's the reason they catch monster fish.
Wow.
Well, yeah, I mean, he knows how to make boilies.
Yeah, for sure.
And he knows how to fish his boilies too. And he, just the different stuff we do, even fishing his boilies, is oh wow, the little, the carp map secrets that we just like to keep to ourselves.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So, this is your question.
Yeah. No more boilies for you, Paul.
Yeah. I call his boilies donkey chokers.
Donkey chokers.
Yeah.
They're running a 30 mil boilies.
Wow, really?
Yeah, because you want the bigger fish to be able to come in and pull something and pick something like it up. Them smaller fish can't, the bigger they are, it's them 15 to 20 pounders may not even be able to fit it in their mouth.
Do they make 30? What's the biggest boilies?
They make 30, what's it, 35.
35.
35 is the biggest, I think.
Wow.
And I was running a double donker choker 35 on Onondaga Lake because we kept hammering fish between 25 pounds to 28 pounds, and they were just engulfing. They could get a whole 35 down their mouth, and they could easily do a 30, but anything under 25 pounds couldn't fit those in their mouths. It was you would catch the fish the boilie off the side, but they couldn't get it in their mouth at all. So then I was running the double donkey choker 35 mil, and Thomas looks over at me and goes, "Holy crap!" He goes, "Now you're a Hungarian fish."
Oh, double 35 donkey choker.
Awesome.
And
Awesome.
we were wore out. I mean, we were racking 25s to 28 pounders, and then we had one over 30 pounds. But it was insanity. And the wild part about it too was, we fished the lake, we baited it for 2 days, then did an overnight there.
Yeah.
And, we were just casting out boilies on the air, and that's it. And it was just one fish after another. I mean, we were wore out. That's why I was running the double 35s, because I didn't want to catch anymore.
Yeah, you didn't want to catch anymore. If you was going to catch one, you wanted it to be that PB.
Oh, yeah. That's what I'm I'm just going to, rest. And when that one goes off, I'm going to be ready because it's going to be rough.
That is awesome.
So on to the next one. Paul, what do you prefer? Do you prefer rivers, lakes, ponds, canals?
I prefer rivers. I mean, I like it all. And, I don't mind being on any, but something about the river, something about, the wildlife that's attracted along the banks of a river and just the flow of it and just almost not you're more closed in. It's a little bit, I wouldn't say claustrophobic because you're still
It's the more natural feel.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely, there's something about a river.
I just talk about it. Don't get dull. I mean, you're always seeing something new.
It's always something
The
different.
water's moving all the time. You're seeing something floating across you all the time. It's nonstop, and maybe the sound of the river. I don't know. And
It's peaceful when you're when you're around flowing water compared to I'm a pay laker by heart, but I love the wild too.
It's kind of
When you're in a
like
pay lake, the water's not moving.
it's kind of like if you go to the bathroom, you can't pee, so you turn on the water to the faucet, and you can hear the water sounds to help you. Make
That's
it
an
feel
old
better.
trick. That's an old trick. My grandma taught me that.
I mean, it's relaxing. Okay, you get that. I don't do that at home. Okay.
Number 7.
That's hysterical. I don't know if you when I gotta pee, I'm always run into the toilet trying to. I think I'm always
Eli.
It's weird, and I don't know why. I don't know if you guys do this too. I always flush before I'm done peeing, and then I try and beat it.
It's a habit.
I don't know. It's so competitive. I'm that competitive. I'm I'm gonna flush now, and if I know I'm not done peeing, but I'm gonna finish before.
Well, I mean, I don't know about you. I always had to throw some Cheerios into the toilet and play bombing games or something like that. Shooting. But I guess we're getting way off the whole carp subject now for some odd reason.
Yeah.
So.
But the next one, we're on number 17.
Okay, here we go. All right, Paul. All right. Okay, Paul. When you go to, let's say, a different swim, you know, that's like you say, lakes, rivers, canals, or whatever, ponds, wherever you do. How do you scout out a swim that you think that something like maybe a good sized fish will be in there, or
Yeah, like a big carp would be in that.
how would
swim.
you track a fish down, or you know, or scout out on a good fish?
I mean, first, probably most obvious is just look for surfacing fish.
Yeah.
And then I would plumb it.
Yeah.
You know, I would want to know the depth. You know, so I'd throw out a marker buoy, you
Yeah.
know, or a mark, whatever you call it. And then just look for you know, like you really flip over a couple rocks, see what's underneath it. Crayfish around, zebra mussels, you
there you
know,
go.
that kind of
Yep.
narrow down really maybe what you might want to use. That's pretty much it. I mean, vegetation, weeds, you know, where the drop off is, you know, is it a shallow, flat, you know, close to deep water where there's a drop off, you know, you'll learn all that by marking your area.
Yeah, because they'll come in out of deep and on that flats.
Now, that's kind of like brought up in our question. Do you mess with a lot of marker floats? Do you play around with them all the time?
Yeah, when I'm hitting new water, I gotta get one of those beeper things though.
Oh
Those things
yeah,
are awesome.
those are awesome.
Yeah, the marker float's cheap and easy anyway, you know.
So when you mark an area, do you look like for the holes, different holes in different sections, or you look for?
Oh yeah, the different holes, the feel of the bottom, is
Right.
it mud? Do I feel big rocks bumping along, you know, stuff like that?
Yeah.
A log that could be in there too, if you know, if you're looking for stuff like that, definitely, you know.
Now, do
you
you-
want to know where bags are, you know, where you can lose your fish once you're eventually
Right.
looking.
Now, do you prefer like the weedy area or a little bit more flat? You know, more
A little bit of both, I would say.
both.
Yeah, I like both. I don't like the weeds, you know, so thick that you're like hauling in you know, a huge gob of weeds with your fish. But
Yeah.
yeah, I definitely want some weeds around. They love the weeds.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, because them, you know, them zebra mussels and stuff
Oh,
like
see.
that get up by them weeds and everything. They feed on that too. You know what I mean?
That's all I
Oh
do.
yeah.
Down
Crayfish
there.
do them. Just sit there and hang on to the weeds. They'll crawl up them just looking for little things to eat and stuff and then crawl back down. I mean, mainly at night they'll do it. But I've seen crayfish up on weeds in the middle of the day too.
Okay, number 8.
Let's see. I'm gonna this is for Paul and the rod snatcher.
The rod snatcher.
Because I don't think we really asked her this the other day, you know, since she's more of a rod snatcher. What is both of your guys' biggest common and both of your guys' biggest mirror?
You know, Paul has to answer that for me because I don't remember these things like he does. I'll be honest with you.
You don't know. I know where it was too.
Exactly. See what I mean?
Wow.
I just catch big fish and then he lets them go.
It might have been, I think it was your rod snatched fish. It was the St. Lawrence River. We were camping. It was 26 pounds, but you've had bigger, I think, but we might not. No,
That's the picture we sent in, right?
No. Oh, yeah, that's the rod. No, you had one bigger than that.
Oh, that's
the
it.
rod
So
snatched
that
fish.
picture
She
we sent in.
snatched a lot of rods
You
in
know-
her days.
You know,
Yeah.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but real quick.
That picture we sent it to you guys.
Yeah.
I'm in my pajamas. I was in my tent and the beep 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 went off and I ran out of the tent. I like flipped the tent open and I grabbed the rod. So
We were hauling fish that morning.
yeah, we were. Yeah.
Nice. So the reason why they call her the rod snatcher is because when an alarm goes off, she don't care whose rod it is, she's
She's
snatching
just
it.
snatching it.
Yeah, but
She's there first.
Yeah, she just considers it a free-for-all.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
true.
Why not? You know, sure, it's there.
And that was all fishing too. Even if we go bass fishing or something, we're like drifting or whatever, and all of a sudden they start catching fish. Like next thing you know, you're fishing. It's hilarious.
That's true. I caught a huge walleye. He had it mounted.
Nice.
Yeah.
You know, that is something I haven't caught as a
As
walleye.
a walleye? I don't think I've ever have neither.
I mean, they're good
I mean,
eating.
when I was younger, when I was
They're
with my
great
dad,
eating.
probably.
Oh yeah, they're really good eating.
Yeah, they're like really good eating. I just never, I want to catch one, but I just never caught one. But,
Hey, give me Vinegar River.
yeah. Okay, I guess that's my
Yeah,
turn.
we carp fishing one year during the shootout. Somebody must have caught it and released it, and it just wasn't doing well, so it was just floating down the river. We ended up netting it. And then I think one guy actually caught one year too.
Okay.
But the one that we netted was like, we weighed it. It was like 9 pounds. It was huge.
Right.
That's crazy.
And it was alive. That was the wild thing. It was just like, floating down or like still stuck.
So that, the rod snatcher, how big was that fish of hers?
26. And I don't
26.
think you've gotten a mirror yet.
I have not gotten a mirror yet,
No,
no.
you haven't caught a mirror.
And Paul, what was yours?
My biggest, 37 pounds, and that was on the
Nice.
Seneca River.
And that's common?
And that was a common, yeah.
Wow.
And then my biggest mirror is 29 pounds, and that was on the Seneca River.
Man.
Nice.
You know, we got a buddy, we call Unc, and just down Del Hollow, how much was that? 49?
I thought it was 48 and some change.
Yeah, 48 something.
48 and some change.
Really?
Oh man,
But this is
yours.
bad.
When you said 37, I think my biggest one is 30 something. It's just 30.
My biggest common is
No,
30.
31 is my mirror. 28 point something is my common.
My biggest common is,
Oh, no kidding.
yeah.
You're reverse, man.
Yeah. Well, Del Hollow, man. That's Del.
Yeah.
Del Hollows is.
that's where
known
both my
for mirrors,
PBs
so-
came from. My PB common from there is 34.4, and my mirror is 33 even.
Yeah, good job. I'm sorry, Paul. I didn't mean to interrupt you on your
Your PBs.
your PBs. You know, I know that's
No,
that's a sacred thing. You got to be proud. And I'm just like walking over your parade. I apologize. I'm so sorry, but wow.
I'm breaking my PV mirror though. I gotta get the 30-pound range on that mirror.
Oh,
So
man.
I'm gonna head back to the Connecticut River because I would hooked bigger ones, but we had a snag downriver.
Yeah.
I lost a couple of bigger fish in the snag that I knew were big mirrors. But the funny thing was, I was fishing the hole with Thomas, and this was like 2 years ago.
Okay.
And that stretch of the river is just loaded with mirrors. You don't really get commons.
Mhm.
And my first fish, it was a common. It was hilarious. He goes, you come all the way from New York to fish this stretch of river where it's all mirrors, and you end up catching a
It's
common.
common.
And I think it went 15 hours without a fish.
Well.
So I was like, I waited a long time for that bite, and I got it, and it ended up being a common. It was only like an 18-pounder, too. It was hilarious.
So
That's rough.
here's
Yeah.
another question. You know, it's not on our list, but of all the people that entered the Baldwinsville tournament, what is the longest distance that somebody came to your tournament? Say Texas, was it another somebody?
Yeah, what was the furthest drive that somebody
Yeah.
came? Probably over by from like Hungary or something like
Yeah.
that.
Probably.
Yeah, the guy from Hungary, Attila's partner.
So tell us that.
Well, Attila's dad, but then last year you had another guy from Hungary too.
We did, yeah, and we have guys from England.
We had a few guys from UK. Actually, I think they were considered the #1 team in the world from the UK.
They fished on Team England for the World Carp Championships.
You know, if you don't mind, maybe later down in the future, could you get a hold of them and see if they
Maybe see if we can get them on our show.
Yeah, get on our show one day.
Yeah, we could try.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just our time difference probably really off the chart, but
I mean, but if I had to do it at like 11 or 11 o'clock or midnight or something like that to be on their time, I would do it because
Yeah.
it'd be worth it. You know what I mean? Just to get
Yeah,
that.
it was Jamie Launders and Billy Flowers.
Yeah,
And they're still unbelievable.
wow.
they are. We'd love to get them back. So Mihai and Bogdan, they know them, and
Yeah.
they got them over here and fish, and they finished second in our tournament or third.
They finished third. I think Fear the Pup got second.
Okay, they finished third, and
No. Attila got second. Richie got first. They got third.
it was a hard peg they were on. They did really well.
And I was way marshalling for that one. It
Wow.
was Attila and Richie were both, Attila was fishing with his father over by the marina.
Yeah.
He's just crushing fish, and Richie thinks he has, not that he thinks he has it wrapped up because he's still fishing like a madman.
Right.
But he's pretty much going, I got this one in the bag, and we're in the blackout. And I'm going, oh my God. And Attila is like fishing like a man possessed on the other side going, how's Richie doing? How's Richie doing? I'm like, I can't tell you until I go, but keep fishing. I go, just keep fishing. He's like, I think I'm doing pretty good. I'm like, you're doing really good, man. Just keep fishing. And Richie's like, at one point, and Richie had almost a 30-pound average. He was benches close to 299 pounds for his big 10. I think it could have been one of the biggest careers we ever had.
Yeah.
I've been at Beehive were close to with 29 pounds. But either way, Attila was like 280-something pounds. And at one point, he came within I think a pound and a half of Richie with a few hours to go in the tournament. I mean, he was one good fish of catching Richie, and Richie had no idea that Attila was right on his heels the whole time. It was
wow.
It was insanity. And then the whole time then, too, it was the guys over on the other pack, the English team, they were doing good, too. But how did Fear the Pup took fourth.
Yes, they did that year. Yep.
We were calling it the hot corner because those guys were just crushing fish. And then, of course, Christine and those guys were stuck in the middle. Christine got their 37-pounder.
She did. She got a big fish that year.
She fished with Justin Keaton that year, I think, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That's when they changed their team name to Not the Marina again.
Yeah.
Not the Marina. They kept picking it every time. They
I think I remember that.
Lightning were better,
Speaking of that, I don't know if people know, we're doing peg draw a little bit differently this year.
Yeah. We was going to ask you about that, but go ahead. You're fine.
Sure. So in the past, we've always allowed people to pick teams to pick 2 pegs, and then they pick which one they want.
Mm-hmm.
Now we are allowing a team to pick 1 peg out of the bag. If they want to keep it, they keep it. If not, they put that 1 peg aside so they don't get it again. And then they'll reach back in the bag and grab the next peg, and that's the peg they have to fish off of.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so you don't. So if you guys watching this, this committee, here in a couple days or whatnot, she's pretty much saying because we went out there when I went, we picked 1 peg, and then one of my other fishing partners picked a peg, and we got to pick from the 2. This year, what she's saying is you're not going to be allowed to do that. You reach in, you pull 1 peg if it's a peg that and you go to your list because if you're going to fish this tournament, you scout every single one of these pegs because you don't know which one you're going to get. It's going to be definitely up in the air, and you definitely don't want to pick the wrong peg, I should say. So pay attention to that. Pull 1 peg out. If you guys don't want that one, you set it to the side, and whatever peg you pull out next, it could be a bad peg, it could be a good peg, but that's the peg that you're going to have to get.
Is that right?
That's exactly. Yeah, that's it exactly. It's because if you got towards the end of the draw, if you're draw number 48 to 50, you're really getting the scrapings, So we're just trying to eliminate that a little bit more.
Okay.
Right. Are you really just trying to eliminate a lot of people just touching all the pegs and stuff like that?
No, it's just so it was just you would get down towards the bottom of the pile, and the guys, it would suck to be those last 3 or 4 teams because you got all the throwbacks at that point, Sometimes, every once in a while,
there'd be some good pegs left.
Where a good peg will stay in the bag for that long, but usually they're all picked through by then. So we're just trying to make it so there's
more
some
equal.
Yeah, a little bit more equal, a little bit more level playing field for everybody.
So this is a question for Jenny. Where am I at? Okay, since the boss man, the rod snatcher, tell us a little bit more about the World Carp Classic, how it all started, when did it start, and I guess what's your whole role into it right now?
And what do you see for the future too? I want to throw that in there.
Okay, yeah, that's a good question.
Oh, I like the future because so it started. Paul might have to kick in. So it started in 2006.
Okay.
And it was run by David Moore with the American Carp Society. And after he stopped running it, then Jason Bernhardt and Sean Sato took over.
Yeah.
And I believe that's when you started getting involved, right, Paul?
Yeah.
Okay.
I fished the first, I think David Moore's second tournament in 2009, so it would have been his 3rd tournament. It was the last one that he had. Jason and Sean.
Jason and Sean took over. And then Sean took a step back, and then just Jason Bernhardt ran it for a while.
Okay.
So then when he was done running it, he did ask us if we wanted to take it over, so we did take it over in 2017.
Nice.
And you know what? Like Paul said, they used to run it with using spreadsheets and everything like that, and I'm a computer programmer. So after my first tournament using spreadsheets, like I'm done using spreadsheets. There's got to be software out there, and that's where we found real-time apps.
Oh,
And I'll be honest,
technology.
technology, thank God. And I love it. We have tablets that are donated to us, and the marshals are able to enter in the weights at each peg, or after they do a drive-by, all the pegs, however the marshals want to do it. So every single team is updated on how they're doing, if they want to know.
Okay.
I know, for example, Richie and Attila don't pay attention.
Yeah.
I know that. So,
I don't.
you don't pay attention? Oh, I do. So when Paul fishes, I pay attention, and like I said,
Ronaldo always is.
I go over there and I yell at him to change things.
But our man,
Like I know what I'm doing.
our man is shot at the end. We can't even add up our own fish. You know, we're like, where are we at now? And then we'll look at the app. Like, all right. But then once we hit blackout, we don't know where the hell we are. You know?
Yeah.
Right?
And then once again, too, another thing too that you know, when we recorded the other day, I really didn't ask this, but
Well, how about the future?
okay, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, we want to know about the future. Sorry.
Back to the future. So
Yeah, we're back to the future.
back to the future. we were hoping to have the lake pegs. So right now we fish on the Seneca River, and we were hoping to add pegs from Onondaga Lake on there this spring. But
Nice.
we can't do that right now because we're doing a qualifier tournament, which is actually anybody can enter for Team USA World Qualifier.
Whoa.
And that's March 14th to the 16th.
March 14th to the 16th.
March 14th through 16th. All right, now you're going to make announcements on it, and you're going to give us some updates on it, and then I'll start putting the schedule.
Yeah.
Yes, we're going to make announcements. So they're going to be fishing on the lake for the
Yeah.
qualifiers. Sorry, my daughter's home, so my dog's
Oh,
going.
you're fine.
Oh, you're fine.
So they're going to be fishing for that. So I'm hoping in fall we can add our lake pegs because the amount of fish that are in there, and they're huge.
Yeah.
So that's what we're hoping to do. And to be honest, I just want to keep on growing it because that'll be 75 pegs once we add the lake tournaments.
Yeah.
And I would love to get more overseas teams too, to be honest with you.
Oh, that'd be so awesome.
I
That'd
can
be
only
amazing.
imagine what 2022 tournament is going to be like, because I'm sure it's going to be a lot bigger and better, because you guys seem to get, you know, I mean, obviously you guys run a good tournament. It's going to be bigger and better every year.
Now, don't they have parades?
So the World Cup Championships, they do have parades.
Yeah.
And we just started chatting back and forth about this about a week ago. With Onondaga County, with the city of Syracuse, with Baldwinsville. So the planning has started for the Worlds, and it's in 2023.
That's really good.
2023.
White Claw dinner and all
Yeah,
that.
White Club dinner. I mean, it's really it's crazy, you
Yeah.
know. But it's going to be a lot of fun. And
You
to
know.
be honest, I would love for all carp anglers to come out and see it.
Oh, yeah.
At least support it.
Yeah,
Sure.
support. Man, I tell you, I envy you guys, man. You guys are like right in the heart
Yeah, for
of
sure.
this whole World Carp thing going on. And tell you the truth, you guys right now are probably the ones that's actually
Going to help it in the future.
Yeah, in the future
To get
I
it to
mean,
where it needs to be, to
here
get
in the
the
United
right,
States.
to get the right people to see what
Boom!
to what's going
That's
on.
what I'm talking about.
You know,
Man.
trash fishing. People trash fish all over the world too.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. What would be great, I'll be honest with you, I mean, I don't know if this is reaching, but what would be great is ESPN could cover this.
Oh
Yes.
my gosh.
That would be
That's another
that'd
level
be
right
nice.
there.
That is definitely another level. But you know, that's why we do what we do about, you know, teaching carp care, whether it's pay
Getting the
lake or
word out.
wild water. You know, we're always preaching about carp care. It don't
Carp
matter.
care.
Teach the kids while they're young. That way, when they get older, you know, it's already implanted that they need to
Yeah,
protect
they
the
did.
carp. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah, we're trying to get rules and regulations passed in our area, and you know, and technically for all of New York State. But I mean, we were right in the process of getting it done. We had a politician going to Albany for us who was going to, you know, really like push the regulations, and he was confident he was going to be able to get them. And then the whole COVID thing came, and that got put on the back burner. So now we got to start again from square one. And I'm sure the guy's been reelected, so I'm sure he's going to get back on board with it. So it's like, but we have to get like the buzz going again about the Worlds, and it's us in the county, and everybody's starting to talk about it again. So it's like things are slowly getting back to normal.
They are.
Yeah, they are for sure. I mean,
Thank
it's gonna
God.
take it'll take a little time, but at least everything will be cleared out hopefully by the fall. in the fall tournament runs a little bit smoother, you know, so.
You know, you guys talked about the youth and everything like that, the carp fishing. We throw a kids tournament every summer. Well, you know, 2 times we did it, and then of course it was paused last year in 2020.
What's that?
2019. It's called the Jaden Rubel Take a Kid Carpet.
Oh,
we did a
video.
We did a video for them.
Yeah, we did the video for them.
When his daughter had passed, may she rest in peace.
Yeah.
You know, we did a benefit tournament. Well, I mean, it wasn't. We didn't host it, but we recorded it. We helped out a lot with it during that tournament up at Hubbard South Lakes.
Yeah, Rob Stout came to us, and
I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So one of the kids that came in like 2nd or 3rd place, Titus Johnson.
Yeah,
Titus, he did really well at the kids
That's an awesome
tournament,
name.
and now the shootouts that the club had in 2020.
Yeah.
He won the shootout. He won
He took Angler of the Year, so what we do it on our point system, so you, not only can you like win money in a shootout, but if you don't want to like, you know, put money in or gamble or whatever like that, you still can fish our shootouts, get points for Angler of the Year, you get a trophy, and then what else did you get? You got that, and
He got gift certificates and stuff, yeah.
Oh,
And
that's
so
awesome.
Titus won Angler of the Year for our shootouts for the club, and he's a kid,
Yeah.
and it was great.
That's great.
he's good. You know.
Well, maybe one of these days we can, you know, maybe you guys can sit down and talk to James or something. Maybe we can eventually maybe work something out where we try to help sponsor you guys and you guys try to help sponsor us.
Just let us know
To get
what
all-
the names of that tournament.
Because we'd love, I mean, obviously we'd love to have, you know, you guys on board and help you guys do what you guys are already doing.
Oh yeah, you guys doing a great job. Great job.
Thank you. That's sweet.
Yeah, I'm making a goal, I am going to go up there, and I am going to try to film your guys' events. Because that's history right there, man.
It really is.
Yeah,
and a lot of
it's-
people don't really, you know, I mean,
You
most
guys
people
run
just think it's
a
just another
top-notch
tournament, man, but it's really not. It's really a lot bigger than that.
Yeah, top
You
notch
know.
tournament.
Yeah.
It's really a lot.
amazing. Even for the local community and everything, I mean, just like people at restaurants got to know a lot of our anglers, like guys from down south. They look forward to seeing them every year.
They do.
There's been also, who was that other kid, his parents?
Oh gosh, I forgot his name, but they're in touch with everyone, like from Tommy Foster from Proline.
Pro line
Okay.
baits.
Okay.
Yeah.
Proline now.
Oh, Proline now, yeah.
Yeah.
Proline. Yeah, so they're in touch with the team, you know, and Tommy Foster's in very close touch with his family. And they're Baldwinsville, and Tommy's in South Carolina.
Yeah, and they got their kid into carp fishing.
Yeah, they got their kid into carp fishing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Okay, I got 2 questions for you. One is going to be, can you explain to everybody that's going to be watching this why it takes so long for people's name to pop up on the real-time app when it comes to your top 10 fish? You know, why you're seeing some people on there and you're not seeing nobody else, you know what I mean?
Oh, okay, so like if only one team's on there?
Yeah, like,
And it takes a while. So on the leaderboard, their team will not pop up until all 10 are entered.
Okay.
So if the marshal has not entered in all the fish yet,
That's
because
what I was
sometimes,
thinking. That's what I was
like
thinking.
when I marshal, I personally enter him after every peg,
yeah.
but some marshals will go through their whole field and then stop and enter him in, and then go back and weigh.
Yeah.
And you have to have your 10 fish over 15
And
pounds.
right,
In
you have to have
order to make the
That's what I was getting to. So if you guys heard that a little bit, you won't see nobody's name, you know, your team name pop up on that real-time app until they've actually weighed in 10 fish over 15 pounds.
Yes.
And then you get right on the leaderboard.
Yep, then you're right after.
Then people can start following you, you know, and they'll know if you start catching bigger fish because you'll see it start changing, your weight will change and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yep. Or they can go on the app and just go right directly to the team name and just see how they're doing. They'll be like, all right, they got 4 fish. You know, we need a few more, but all right, they're doing good. It's still early. You know, they'll get there. You know, So you can still follow the team, but you just have to go directly to the team on the app and not the leaderboard.
And what's nice too about this real-time app, so I believe it's still going to be called Carp Classic, is what your friends and family can download.
Okay, cool.
You can go follow a team. So like Tommy, you're on Make 'em Shake.
Yeah.
So if your family and friends want to do it, they go to your team and you hit follow, and every time a fish gets entered into the app, your friends and family will get an alert.
Oh, wow, that's awesome.
And we'll have that link up too, soon, we can have Ginny send it to us, and we'll get that link up, that way you guys can see it also, that way it's a lot easier to help find too, for the people that's gonna be here back home watching some of the teams that's gonna be going.
Yeah, it's a really cool app, I think. It's made my life a lot easier as a tournament director, and I think anglers like it.
Oh, yeah.
Other question is, there's going to be people that's, that may get in this tournament this year, and this may be their first year and they really don't know all the rules and regulations. I'm sure you can get on the World Carp Classic and all the rules and everything and be up, but can you give everybody that's going to be watching this a little bit better understanding of the blackout for the people that's going to be new and maybe don't know about it? Because I'll be honest with you, I fished a tournament. I guess I should have read the rules a little bit better and learned a little bit more about the blackout. So can you explain to them how that really works? And I guess that would question be for Ginny.
Yeah, absolutely. So we obviously start entering the fish into the real-time apps immediately as soon as fish are starting to be caught. And when there's only 8 hours left in the tournament, the fish are not entered anymore into the app. We do have, just so everyone knows, we do have books that the marshals have. And
12 hours.
No update, we decided.
Oh, we changed it?
Yeah, we did.
Oh, okay.
So we...
Yeah, you didn't get the memo, did you?
So we do have a book that we keep all the scores in, and that's quote-unquote the Bible.
Right.
So all the weights are not entered into the app, so nobody knows who won until the end of the tournament, and that's why we do it, just to give
closing
people
ceremonies,
closing ceremonies, to give people the anticipation of everything. And to be honest, and I don't know, suspense.
It really is.
Yeah.
It really is.
No.
Because we went to the ceremony and everything. I mean, obviously, we got 5th place, and it only pays out top 4. We was devastated, but we didn't know. We didn't know if we was able to help.
Defeat.
We didn't know if we was able to help.
You got your butt whipped.
I mean, it happens. You know what I mean? You gotta take
The shame.
You gotta take the good with the bad.
Hold your head down.
It's
It's
not.
sometimes it's only a few ounces.
It is.
Yeah, it was like we was only
The walk of shame.
like a pound or 2 out of 4th place.
Yeah.
And we had this. We was winning the whole tournament, but just because you're winning the whole tournament, that don't mean
No. And like you.
And that's hard. I don't know what's going on at the end until the tournament director or until the marshals come in at the end of the tournament.
Yeah.
And then we start entering and everything in, and then I'm like, holy cow, what happened overnight? It is crazy.
Yeah, 'cause we didn't even know that we had won it when we walked in. We weren't sure. We were so tired and we couldn't add it all up. I remember being like, what the hell is wrong with us? We couldn't even add our 10 fish for some reason.
No.
And we were like way off. And then I think it was like,
And I didn't tell them.
I was talking to Attila, and Attila's like, we got around this many, and I'm like, I think we're around there too.
So basically, the day of that end of the tournament, you're probably giving Jen a call. Say, hey, Jen, where am I at? It says it's only for VIPs only, Paul. I mean, I can't tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
Only when I'm not fishing do I know.
At this moment, you are not worthy.
Yeah, I was not.
It's only with me. I'm the only one that knows who wins.
Oh,
So
nice.
it's kind of fun when I walk
But
in.
I'm pretty sure you had a pretty big smile on your face while you was looking at your husband. God, yeah. Or did you?
I hope I played it pretty cool, but I don't know.
Well-
we figured it out at that point, but we still didn't know between us and Attila.
Right.
Like, oh, because we
Okay.
thought, all right, we took our section.
Right.
Because we had the 330s, so we definitely took our section. But we didn't know, we figured Attila was turning it up at the honey hole.
Okay. Okay.
But he did, but not as good as us.
Right, you guys got overall. Which, by the way, the overall team for the spring, we created a Bird Heart Cup, and that's tournaments, because of Jason Bernhardt, that he used to run it.
Okay, cool.
New this year, which I don't know if people really care, but they're able to take the actual Bernhardt Cup home now.
I
seen that.
think people is gonna care. That's that's a part of that's a part of history
It is history.
that you're gonna be able to take home and brag about for a whole year.
Yeah.
Obviously you're gonna have to come back and re-represent that trophy.
Send FedEx.
No, I'd rather bring it with me, and not saying I'm gonna win it, but if I did, I would want to come back with it.
Yeah.
And then present it to, if I get beat, give it to the next person, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's because that's what they do with the Stanley Cup and everything
Yeah.
else.
Yeah.
Yeah, take it with you.
Yeah.
Well,
So is there anything else
And then
that,
we bend the placard down too, so you get your team name, we'll mail it to you, and then you just stick it
Yeah,
on.
you just stick your team name on there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or something.
now, do you guys accept sponsors for your guys' tournament?
Oh, yes, we do. Thanks for asking, James.
You're welcome.
So our biggest sponsor is, if they choose, it's a $10,000 sponsor. And that means you get 2 teams registered for both tournaments, so both for the Wild Carp Classic.
That was us last year, wasn't it?
what?
Yeah.
Wasn't we the big sponsor last year?
Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe if we get our sponsors up, we can do a big sponsor like that, you know what I mean?
Who was that big sponsor?
You know what? We had a $5,000 sponsor, and that was Creekside Carp Hunt.
Yeah,
job.
Creekside, man, they got...
Shout out to Creekside.
Yeah, shout out to Joe Lutz, man. He's got he's got a top-notch pay lake, and I'm talking about all his fish are beautiful, good solid fish, man. Got carp, all about carp care too, and obviously that's how you keep fish looking good.
Well, that's actually it's really good that they got all kinds of different sponsors to help out because they know how important this tournament
Yeah,
is.
well, not only that, but it's good to see.
It's one on Bates now.
Yeah.
Oh, is
yeah.
it one on now?
No, he owns. He owns one on Bates. Yeah.
Oh, that's right, he does.
Yeah, he owns one
I
on
forgot
Bates.
about that. Yeah.
But what I like is the thing about it the most that I really like is Team Fish Fighters stand for trying to bridge that gap between the wild water guys and some of the pay lake guys. You know what I mean?
We all learn off each other.
And for Creekside to step up and obviously to do that and get a couple teams in there or whatnot that speaks volume. You know what I mean? Coming from somebody.
Okay. So, I'm not sure if I got done cutting you. Yeah, I did cut you off on the whole sponsor. So tell us more about the sponsors. I mean, you guys accept sponsors, right? Basically.
We do. Yeah, but it's anywhere from $10,000 to just even raffle prizes.
Okay.
All the money that we do raise, so the big sponsors, all of that money goes back to the payout to the anglers.
Nice.
And all the raffles that we do have, that goes towards the club for us to be able to host the Jaden Rubel Take a Kid card.
Oh, awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, make sure you send James the information on that too, so we can get that posted for you guys too, and
Love to. Yeah.
and we'll try to help out and get some stuff to maybe donate for that also.
All right, thank you.
No, you-
And I do want to say, whenever people do sponsor, they're able to get early registration versus open registration, and that means you're guaranteed in the tournament.
Awesome. That's great.
Well, if you do $5,000 sponsor, you get one team registered for both French and the Wild Card.
So that was yeah.
I'm sorry, I just got one more question about the sponsorship and stuff like that. I remember when we was talking the other day, you had already said that the tournament is already up to a certain amounts already from sponsorship. Is that what you was saying?
Well, we're just starting up our sponsorship.
Yeah, we're just starting up our sponsorship. So I'm sorry, Creekside got carried over because Joe just wanted us to keep his money.
Right.
We're shopping. That's
Yeah.
all right.
I don't blame them.
So Creekside is still our sponsor, and because we had some from 2020, but we had to get some money back
Yeah.
because of COVID.
Right.
Yeah.
We all COVID.
But I'm sure they'll they'll step back up to the plate though, for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I'm sure they will, and the big thing is, and I'll say this for anyone that wants to register for our tournament for open registration March 13th, if you have not fished this before, and I'm sure Tommy can tell you, We sold out in 2019 in 24 minutes.
Very,
Wow.
very fast. So you guys are going to want to be on it if you guys want to get in this tournament. And there's only 50 spots.
So when's this registration day?
March 13th.
March 13th. Is that on
Yep,
Friday?
10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah.
Is that on a Friday?
No, that's Saturday.
That's that? Friday the 13th?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, no.
No.
Believe it or not, the reason I do it on the weekend is because the amount of phone calls Paul and I get,
Yeah.
can't do it during the workday, so we have to do it on a weekend.
Yeah.
And it's really exciting to see PEG sell out that fast. I hope they do now with COVID, but we'll see how it goes.
But the reason for my question is you said all the money that gets like if obviously hypothetically speaking, this is just a example. So if you guys get $30,000 in sponsorship, that $30,000 goes back into the tournament, or is that for like prior years, or it goes back into that tournament into the payouts?
It'll go into the payouts.
It'll go in. I think the way Grip has it set up. So let's say $10,000 is for both tournaments.
Mm-hmm.
5,000 will go into the spring, and 5,000 will go into the fall.
Right.
From what I understand.
Right.
We do have a guy that runs our fundraising for us, which was another thing we brought on about a year and a half ago, which really has helped us out immensely.
It takes some of the load off of you guys though too.
It really does, and I mean, right now we have over $40,000 in prizes, but why not get it up to $50,000 or $60,000?
Oh, yeah.
So you guys out there, it's still not too late. You guys can get a hold of Ginny and Paul and maybe get your business logo on there, or maybe might be able to get an early registration and get in there and not even have to hassle with the 10 a.m. on the March 13th. So
You got it.
So how many marshals are you guys allowed to have in this tournament?
We divide the tournament up. We have two sections, Section A and Section B. Section A will divide up into two other smaller sections. We call it the town section and Duke's property. So we'll have two marshals per shift. Up
Per section,
at the town, and then we'll have two marshals down at Duke's. And we usually do a 12-hour shift. So they'll work 12 hours, then two new marshals will come in. It's round the clock weighing fish at night. And then the same thing with Section B. We divide that up into we'll have Marina Dog Park, and then we'll have Long Branch, and then same thing.
Now, do you have all your marshals now?
I don't think we do yet, but if anyone does want a marshal, thank you, you're leading me into this.
Oh, you're welcome.
You can come up with anybody you want from your team or friends or whatever, and what we do offer is if somebody marshals, they are offered early registration for their tournament of choice, whether it be fall or spring.
Okay, sweet.
Okay? Yeah,
Nice.
it's really nice.
That's a
We
good
actually
deal.
have-
That's a great deal,
It
actually.
is. We actually have two people this spring that have early registration because they marshal for us.
nice.
I did. I marshaled in at French. So
Yeah, Paul did too, so it really is a good deal.
Okay, a couple of weeks ago, Richie Eldridge was on our show, and how many times has he won that tournament?
Three, I think.
Yeah.
Back to back, yeah. Back to back.
He won 4, but
Iceman.
yeah,
We call him the Iceman.
he
Yeah.
repeated.
Yeah, he's good.
It was fantastic, it was fun.
Yeah, that was a great interview with Richie. I loved it. I mean, just the way he was talking about ice fishing too. And he says, and he was just telling us too how Baldwinsville was, his home area. That's where he goes. Because we asked him, have you ever been to Del Hollow? He goes, why would I want to go to Del Hollow when I got that?
I got the same fish here, same
I was like,
quality.
you're right. Why would you?
Yeah, it's true.
So,
Rick awesome, man.
Yeah.
One hell of a fisherman.
oh yeah, he is.
he definitely is. We had a nice little show with him a couple weeks ago. So
Okay, here's another question. What is the biggest carp you've seen caught out of that Baldwinsville during your guys' tournaments?
41 pounds. And caught it, but they got it up in the town one year. I think it was the peg by the power lines too. It was a real snaggy peg.
Uh-huh.
But I remember too, those
Big
guys,
fish.
they had the truck parked up on top, because it's kind of
Right.
But yeah, they ended up with like a 41 pound and change. Yeah.
Wow.
That was the biggest. And then we've had a lot of 37s. One year, a guy right by, I always call it that steel bridge right there, the metal bridge on Long Bridge. Guy got like a 39 pounder right there 1 year. Yeah.
I like, what was the name of the little hotel that everyone stayed at in 2019? Right there by the lock.
Oh, Red Mill Inn.
Yeah, the Red Mill Inn. Man, if you
I've
guys,
seen that video that you posted there.
oh man,
He's up there.
I really can't wait for James to come down there to record this because, a lot of people don't believe, how much fish are just on top of each other, just rolling and just, and you're seeing 30s and 40-pound fish just sitting there, and man, it's a
I got
beautiful
goosebumps
sight.
just thinking
It's
about
a
it.
beautiful sight to see for sure, man, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. That's why the tournament too. It's like, if that river's running fast, you got a lot of fish up, up by the dam and up, you would think it's the exact opposite. A lot of current, those fish are going to be heading downriver. No.
Yeah, no. And that's why they're so big and they're so strong because they're fighting them big currents though too.
Big smoker quarry up there.
You're like, holy shit.
Yeah, you just see them, and there's people down there fishing for them too, though. People that's not in the tournament and stuff like that. So you can kind of watch them, and man, they'll just be using corn on a hook and just be roping them.
So there's a question for you, Paul. Now, okay, Paul. Now you won the 2019 tournament. Tell us a little bit how you felt when you guys won it. When you found out that you won it. I mean, did you cry? Did you break down? Was it an emotional moment? Did you have tears in your eyes?
It was one of those things where it didn't even sink in until later. I was like, holy shit, we won the Classic. But it was just going into it. Like, we were going into blackout. I think we were, we were one of the last teams. I think we're 15th place overall or something like that. I don't even know where we were in our section. We're definitely at the bottom. But then right before blackout, we got a 29-pounder, and we were exhausted. And then all of a sudden, like you were there, the rain, it just started pouring. It started like mid-afternoon, and it just rained all night long, hard. And we were right by that creek at Lion, so we had like a good flow of water with a silt line out there. And then, we couldn't even hold bottoms with 6s. So then next thing we know, we're using 8-ounce flats.
Yeah.
We had the lock, you would cast out mid-channel, and we were holding right at the other end of the silt line.
Wow.
And it was wild too because sometimes it would just skip. It would be like, you could feel like skip, and you couldn't even get it in the pot, so you'd have a fish on. Because you knew, we'd keep baiting, and we knew our rollers were just rolling down the river because the fish were freaking hammering it. So probably they were waiting for them to do that anyway. But either way, it was crazy. We had Thomas's $1,000 pot, just jammed into the silt, out in knee-deep water at the end of the freaking creek. And then we had the rods, in the rod pot, with leashes on them, because we had to crank the drags on them, because he got bait lines. We're using all the time. Granado reels, fucking century rods, And so, we had to crank the free spool, tighter than you would actually fight a fish, just so it would hold the bottom. I mean, the rods were weed. Then the fish would hit, the rod would fly. I mean, this is how it would happen. The rod would fly onto the rod pot.
I can feel it. I feel like I'm
Feeling you, brother. You go.
And then I'd run up. Elton Thomas would be there most of the time to try to get him before they fell in the river. But Thomas had lopped off the end of his pinky finger in his boiling machine, so he couldn't reel it out.
And that happened before he got there too, didn't it?
Yeah, right before. So he just I gotta reel another one, and I'm exhausted. Next thing you know, that's when the big fish were hitting. It was that's when the 30s were coming. So I'm fighting the fish in the pouring rain, the heavy current. Poor Joe Ronaldo's out there with a net trying to net my fish because he couldn't freaking wade out as far as I could. I mean, I would have to run out my chest waders up to my armpits just to get around the one corner of the one tree that was going down over towards Edwards Hole down that way.
Yeah.
Trying to get him to swing around. It was freaking nuts. But it was one hell of a night though. It three fish over 30 pounds. The biggest one came right at sunrise. I think that was a 33-pounder. And then it was the tournament ended. And then we were just exhausted. I mean, we were hauling right to the end. Edward's partner, what was his name there? Michael Gardner's waving the white flag. It was hilarious. And Thomas is hooting and hollering all night long, yelling up to Joe runs up to the left of us. You know, Edwards and Gardner are to our right. And there's Thomas is just screaming and yelling, "They love my boilies!"
Go!
They love my boilies. He does make some good boilies though, for sure.
Exhausting. We just clapped at the end. You know, like, oh my God, we gotta pack up our stuff. I think we were the last ones walking into the building.
Oh my God. The way you just described it is like I'm watching this football player going 50, 40 line, 30 line, 20 line, 20 line, go! It's like, wow.
Crazy. You know, and that's how we usually fish with the boilies. Like, we know the big fish aren't coming in the beginning, so it's like we relax, we don't panic. And every tournament, Ginny does the same thing. Why are you doing so bad? You gotta change something. Why are you doing so bad? I'm like, just bait.
What's wrong with you?
You're gonna find the bait.
Yeah, patience is a virtue for sure, especially when you got people throwing pounds and pounds of bait out there already that's flowing up down the river anyway. So.
Yeah. The urge to, you know, put on some oats and get a little pickup out there because, you know, there's a ton of fish, but you're like, no, eat the boilies.
Eat the boilies.
Yep.
So, Jenny, why don't you, this is for you, tell us how you felt when you found out about your husband and his teammate won the tournament back in 2019.
I was really pumped. So, you know, all the marshals were coming in. What I did is sit down with them, you know, from every section they came in, and Paul's section's marshals, they came in, you know, because I see everyone's scores before that section, and they came in, they're like, I think your husband's got it. I go, get out of town. I go, you've got to be kidding me. Like, nope, I think your husband's got it. So, you know, we went through, and he was peg 9, so we went 1, 2, 3, you know, in order.
That's a lucky number.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. So once we got to peg 9, I looked at them. I go, holy shit. I go, you are right. I go, I can't believe it. You know, and to be honest, I'm not gonna lie to you. So I had all the marshals in the room with me. I said, you all know, because it's my husband. I'm like, there's no cheating. You know, because I you know.
Well, we didn't get Attila by much. I think it was only a couple pounds.
Yeah, it wasn't much for overall. Attila won his section, Paul won his section, but Team Fishing Impossible won the overall.
And, I mean, Attila was at the honey hole, but it was one of those years, like, he should have, like, just started hauling that last night at the honey hole, but the rain killed him and sent the fish up the river. I mean, and then with us, with that creek right there pouring out, I mean, they were just pretty much parked right in front of us, eating our boilies and just like hanging out at the edge of that silt line or something. I don't know what it was, but.
Do you prefer to be upstream or downstream?
In the spring, depending on the flow. If there's a good flow and it's hauling pretty good, I like to be up by the town.
Wow.
Yeah.
But the honey hole and that whole area down there, oh man, that's always good too. I mean, because it's hard to say. I mean,
That's true.
there's been so many years, like my money always rides on a town peg in the spring, and then in the fall down by, you know, section B anywhere, because you never know.
Right.
But yeah, I mean it can change any year. I'm like, and we barely nudged down a hill. You know, and that was us fishing our asses off with 330s. And we just caught them. Yeah, we just got them.
I'm looking up right now. I think Paul's team beat him by what, 4 pounds and 7 ounces.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was very, very close. Top 5, top 6 was very, very close.
So, what was your team called, Paul?
We were fishing impossible.
Fishing Impossible, and your teammates were? Who was your teammates?
It was myself, Paul Russell, Thomas Bagberry, and Joe Ronaldo.
Okay, nice. Tom Russell?
No, Paul Russell, me.
Yeah, okay, I thought you said Tom Russell.
Paul Russell, him.
Okay, well, you had a brother? Okay, cool.
Joe and I have we've been teammates. Me and Jason and Joe were teammates a long time ago.
Yeah.
And then me and Joe have always been teammates together. And then Huff and I, me and Thomas. And then a few times, Thomas was like basically, he wasn't fishing tournaments. He was like just the Carp Max coach running around.
Nice.
Giving everyone advice. But yeah, that was the tournament he decided to fish.
Yep.
Tommy, I'm looking here. You guys right, lost fourth place by 8 ounces.
Oh my
8
God.
ounces.
8
Dang.
ounces.
Thanks for bringing the pain back.
Hey, it happens though, but we just couldn't get it. We just couldn't get a bigger fish bigger than our bottom.
You guys,
our top
you guys
10.
didn't understand. When Tommy came back to Indiana,
Oh, I was brokenhearted.
he was brokenhearted. He was crying on my shoulder. I mean, my sleeve was soaked and wet. The tissue boxes I have to kept on buying for him. I was like, dude, come on, stop.
But hey,
Stop, Tommy.
hey, this year I'm not. I'm just gonna go in, and just fish it just like I would fish any other tournament. Try to have a good time, and hopefully, our team can come out on top. But there's a lot of competition.
And
a lot of good
luck to all the teams that gets in it.
Yeah, for sure.
Beat them gas for the end, because that's when the big fish come.
I definitely learned my lesson on that. I will definitely be pacing myself a little bit more this time, and because both my other teammates, we went hard, man, from the time it started, and I ain't gonna lie, like we had a good time too, I was drinking and I probably shouldn't have been drinking too,
We got drink early.
Yeah, well, we was drinking the whole 3 days, and that was the problem. That was the problem. We was having a blast about that. We was eating steak dinners that we was cooking ourselves and everything. We was having a good time, man. We just, it was just a fish that we was
catching. Get
catching.
home, calling Alcoholic Anonymouses, and get back in your classes.
Well, like I said, we had.
Yeah, I mean, just like.
Hey, we had one hell of a time,
Oh, yeah.
and I can't wait to come fish again. And this is going to be a routine for me every year, whether I make it to the spring or the fall. I'm going to try to at least do one or the other every year from here on out.
Awesome.
It's definitely a tournament. It's definitely a tournament you guys definitely want to.
Welcome to the family, man.
Get in tune with, you know what I mean, for sure, because it's one hell of a tournament.
Yeah.
And they run a good show too. So.
Yeah, you guys. I haven't been there yet, but I'm excited to see it. I am, really am.
Thank you. We're looking forward to it.
So, you got any more questions, buddy?
No. Is there anything else you guys want to tell us about the World Carp Classic that maybe the people out there that's watching want to know or be in tune with?
Or something like that?
No, I think we're all right?
Yeah.
I mean, just register on March 13th and do it early.
Yeah, help to get in. Registration opens at 10 a.m. March 13th. Like she said, and we didn't have it in 2020, but like you said, it filled up in 24 minutes. You said.
Yeah.
It did, yeah, in 2019.
That's correct.
Yeah, and I'll probably be honest with you, it's probably gonna fill. I can almost bet that it fills up faster.
Yeah, in 24 minutes.
Than 24
You better
minutes.
be right
this
by
year.
your
You know what I
phone
mean?
going read-out.
Hey, whenever you guys figure out, on March 16th when it sells out, let us know so we can keep, we can give everybody an update on.
Yeah.
I guess my little prediction. I guess you know what I mean.
All right.
I'm gonna say less than 20 minutes it sells out.
Wow, that'd be awesome.
We got an over-under.
I do like it, I'll be honest. I like how fast, it
20
gets me
minutes.
excited when we watch it sell out so
Yeah,
fast.
it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, you guys got to think you guys had 75 teams pretty much that was ready to go last year.
Yeah, now you're down to 50.
And now it's down to 50, so
We're gonna work our way back up.
Oh no, I know we'll definitely work our way up, but it's gonna make that. It's gonna. I think you guys are gonna be shocked on how fast it sells out this year.
I don't think they're shocked. I think they know.
Yeah.
They're going to, yeah, Tom is right. Boom.
That's awesome.
But Jenny and Paul, hey,
Yeah.
we appreciate
Thank
you guys so much. Appreciate all
for
the
doing our
information.
second take.
Yeah, appreciate you guys doing this again.
So,
Definitely got a lot of good information for
Oh,
you guys
definitely.
out there watching
Awesome.
too.
and for you carp anglers out there that soak up this knowledge that Paul was just saying and Jenny both just said. I mean, especially what Paul says, how to go with that river and all that kind of stuff. Be on top of the game, what to do, just step by steps. A lot of great information there, and I'm sure they could get a hold of you guys too if they got any questions too all the time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, but all right, man. You got anything?
You got anything else, Jenny and Paul?
Anything?
No, I think we're good.
Yeah,
good.
well said.
That was fun.
Yeah, it's great.
We appreciate you, and I'm sure we'll be talking to you guys soon.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, guys.
right, thank you.
You guys have a good time.
Yay!
Yep, we definitely will. For sure.
Bring that shirt. Bring that shirt.
We will have your Rod Snatcher shirt.
Rod Snatcher!
We definitely will.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you guys.
All right, bye.
So who's coming up next week?
Next week, Kyle Carson.
Clarkson?
Carlson.
Carlson?
Yeah, Kyle Carlson.
Where's he from?
He's from Connecticut. He hosts the 2021 Fish Factor 3 in Connecticut. Carp openings. That's the tournament that Jimmy Sneed goes up to, you know.
And you got to register for that tournament?
Nope, I haven't got it registered. I haven't even checked into that part. Matter of fact, he's going to be our guest. I'm going to get more information. This tournament is not towards the fall area from our stand. So closer to about the end of summer. So that's why basically it's not in the list.
All right, but that's just a little heads up.
Yeah, a little heads up. I mean, he's
sure.
he's going to be definitely a good interview right there. So
anything else you want to add before we get to the end of the show?
No, I'm done. But this is it. You know, always support your local bait shops.
Always. It don't matter if it's Naptown Bait and Tackle, Haley's 1111, Adams Outdoors.
Yep.
What is the other one? Indie Bait and Tackle.
Indie Bait and Tackle. That's just here in Indiana. You know,
Yeah.
other places out there in New York, Texas, Kentucky, whatever. If that you know, they don't have your carp gear, tell them to get those carp gears in there. Get that carp stuff to catch your carp. Bug them. But if those local bait shops of yours don't have that carp gear,
No, go online.
go online. Big Carp and
Carp
Tackle.
They got everything, man. You name it, they got it. And and I'm sure if they don't got it,
Yep.
you know,
David
your
Moore and
local
his
bait
gang.
shop might, you know. But if your local bait shops don't have it, get a hold of Big Carp Tackle online, and they'll ship it to your front door. So.
Yeah, ship it.
And always, last but least, join CAG.
Yep.
That's not last but the least.
No.
We got one more important thing. It's probably the most important thing of the whole show, really, in my opinion. But join CAG. There's a lot of tournaments that's going to be coming up where you have to be a member and stuff like that. But last but least,
Carp.
always use Carp Care.
Cradles, break it.
Appreciate the lakes, that do practice Carp Care. The fish that you guys are putting in there.
Yeah, the pay lakes.
We're all about trying to help protect them, so they last you longer, they stay healthy
Lake
longer.
bosses, come on.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
You
shout out to Robert Hubbard,
take care of your
everything he's doing to his lake this year,
Exactly.
changing it over, making it a lot. It's always been a good place, but he ain't did nothing but make it better since he's had it. So, shout out all the other lakes too.
Yeah.
We don't discriminate. I like to fish them all. You ain't gonna catch me saying nothing bad about them. That's just who I am as a person. You know what I mean?
That even goes for wild carpers,
Shout out to you guys too.
Yeah.
You guys are always
Carp care
doing
too.
good carp care. We're trying to get the Pay Lakes and more in tune with it, protecting their investment. So, but we appreciate everybody, and go to our channel, like, subscribe, hit that little button. That way you get, when we post a new video every time, that you get that notification. And
let's bring our subscribers up.
and don't forget, we got a giveaway going on too. We haven't really figured out what we're going to give away yet.
If I get 50 subscribers by the end of this, by the next 2 weeks, if I get 50 subscribers in 2 weeks, I'll eat a live worm. How's that? Boom.
50 subscribers, he's going to eat a live worm. No, it can't just be a worm.
A fish?
No.
Minnow.
3 worms. You got to eat 3 worms.
I'll eat your family's cat. No.
3 worms?
What?
3 worms.
3 worms.
3 worms. James will eat 3 worms live. And we'll do this. We'll go get a Naptown Bait and Tackle worm. We'll go get an Adams Outdoors worm. And we'll go get a Haley's 1111 worm.
3 worms?
Well, 3 worms. Hey, if we can get 50 subscribers.
I'll eat 3 red little worms. Right? Or are you talking about night crawlers?
No, they gotta be night crawlers. We're trying to get 50 here.
Give me 50 subscribers, and I will eat 3 night crawlers.
3 night crawlers, and I'm gonna get on my Facebook page and I'm gonna blast this, and I'm gonna have people go as soon as James gets his video up and stuff.
Share.
But yeah, share this, man. You know, we appreciate everybody. Go to our page, like, subscribe, share everything.
I don't think we'll get 50. We ain't gonna get no 50 subscribers.
I think we're gonna prove him wrong.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, I got you guys. Don't even worry about it.
Drink it with
We're gonna have him on live. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do it live that day too. But like I said, appreciate everybody tuning in. This video will be out soon, and we're out
We're out here. Thanks for watching.